It's 3 a.m. again, and you're wide awake. No noise, no pain, just you and the silence, wondering if something's wrong, or if this is just part of getting older. But what if your body's not failing you? What if it's trying to tell you something? Many older adults experience this, waking up in the still hours of the night, usually around 3 a.m., unable to slip back into rest. It's a quiet kind of restlessness, and it can leave you feeling confused or even a little frustrated. But what if I told you that this pattern isn't a sign of something going wrong? In this video, we'll explore 5 meaningful reasons why these early morning wake-ups happen as we age, and along the way, we'll share the stories of people just like you, people who've found a new kind of peace by understanding what their bodies were really trying to say. You see, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't always a problem that needs fixing. Sometimes it's a message, a whisper from your body, or your mind reminding you that things are changing, gently inviting you to listen more closely, to be kinder to yourself, and to adjust the way you care for your nights. Let's take a deeper look at what might really be going on. One of the simplest reasons many older adults wake in the night is due to something most of us never think about: melatonin. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less of this sleep-regulating hormone. Melatonin is what helps us drift off and, just as importantly, stay asleep. But as its levels decline, we become more vulnerable to nighttime awakenings. Harold, a retired teacher at 72, always prided himself on being a solid sleeper. But over the past few years, he found himself waking around 3:15 a.m., fully alert, with no idea why. At first, he worried something was wrong. Then, after reading a bit about melatonin, he made a few small changes, dimmed the lights in the evening, took gentle evening walks, and stopped checking his phone before bed. To his surprise, those subtle shifts helped. He didn't always sleep straight through, but when he woke, it felt softer, less jarring. Sometimes, understanding your body is enough to make peace with its rhythm. As we age, our internal clock, our circadian rhythm, begins to move forward. This means we may naturally start feeling sleepy earlier in the evening, and ready to rise much earlier in the morning. It's called advanced sleep phase, and it's completely normal. Charles, now 68, used to be a night owl, but since retiring, his days got quieter. He found himself having dinner by 5:30 p.m. and asleep by 9. Then came the 3 a.m. wake-ups. He wasn't anxious, just awake. After learning more about circadian shifts, he stopped blaming himself. He added little things to his routine: a phone call with his daughter in the evening, a few chapters of a good book, a lamp that mimicked sunset light. And slowly, his sleep started aligning with his life again. Your rhythm hasn't broken. It's just changed. And with a bit of care, you can dance to it instead of stumbling through it. Sometimes, it's your body gently tapping you on the shoulder that wakes you. As we grow older, our systems become more sensitive. Maybe it's a slight stiffness in the back, a dry mouth, or the soft ache of a hip that's been still too long. Maybe it's the need to use the bathroom, something that becomes more common as the bladder ages or certain medications take effect. Eleanor, 76, was always a light sleeper, but she began waking at 3:30 a.m. almost every night. At first, she chalked it up to aging, but when her doctor adjusted her medication schedule, just a small shift in timing, her sleep improved. It wasn't about curing something, it was about noticing what her body was quietly asking for. And that's the thing about our bodies, they don't always shout. Sometimes they whisper. Retirement brings freedom, but it also brings a quieter rhythm, often one that starts to slide forward without us realizing it. For Walter, 74, it happened gradually. He began eating dinner around 5, fell asleep watching the news, and was in bed before 9. Before long, 3 a.m. became his new morning. He didn't feel anxious, he just felt out of sync. So, he added a little structure: a walk after dinner, brighter lighting in the evening, and no more dozing in the recliner. These changes helped nudge his internal signals, his sleep cues, back into a pattern that matched the day outside his window. Our bodies crave rhythm, and when the world becomes quieter, we have to be more intentional about setting that rhythm ourselves. Finally, not all wake-ups come from the body, some come from the heart. For Gloria, 80, and widowed, the nights had grown lonelier. During the day, she kept herself busy, tending her plants, calling her grandchildren, watching the occasional cooking show. But in the silence of 3 a.m., the memories came. Her husband's laugh, the echo of conversations long past, worries she didn't voice during the day. She started keeping a journal by the bed, not to solve anything, just to listen to herself. She wrote a few lines when she woke, sometimes just a feeling or a memory. She also added gentle music to her evening's, classical guitar, soft piano. Over time, the wake-ups didn't go away, but they became moments of connection rather than disruption. Because sometimes what we need in the dark isn't sleep, it's permission to feel. So maybe now, if you find yourself waking at 3 a.m., you won't feel quite so alone. Maybe you'll remember Harold, Charles, Eleanor, Walter, and Gloria, and realize you're in good company, that each of them, in their own way, learned to understand what their bodies and their hearts were trying to say. Waking up early isn't necessarily a problem to be fixed. It's a message, a soft one that says, you're still changing, still growing, still becoming, even now, especially now. If this video brought you a bit of comfort or clarity tonight, we'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced these early morning wake-ups too? What helps you find peace in those quiet hours? And while you're here, let us know in the comments, what topic would you like us to explore next? Maybe something about aging gracefully, managing loneliness, or sleep tips that really work. Your voice matters here, and your story could help someone else feel less alone. So don't forget to subscribe, give this video a gentle like, and most of all, take good care of yourself. We'll see you again soon.